What radio? The music you want.
With your host, Keys Dan.
Am I going mad? Or did the word think escape your lips?
RadioWhat.com. What's up, party people? It's Keys Dan with RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com, coming to you live and in living color from the Radio What studios. And this is my podcast, What Makes You Famous. It's an extension of the RadioWhat.com internet radio station that I've been running for quite some time. And if you need DJ services, where do you go? Where do I tell you to go every single podcast? DJLittleRock.com. Check availability, get a free price quote, and maybe you could have little old me, Keys Dan, at your event. You know it's wedding season. Today on the program, Kengle Cosplay. I think her name's Katie. I'm giving you a hint. I think her name's Katie. Kengle Cosplay. I found her on Instagram. She seemed pretty cool, and she is representing. She says that she's a plus-size cosplayer, but I think she's so much more than that. I want to learn more about Kengle Cosplay, and you're going to learn more about Kengle Cosplay. This week's shows, I have the Rab on Friday night in Conway, Arkansas. It's a video dance party karaoke jam. You're the stars of the show. Come on out and visit with me. That's the Rab, Conway, Arkansas. My regular Friday night thing. They got a full bar, the kitchen's open, pool tournament, and of course, the dance floor is always open. Come and dance the night away from 8 until, nearly 2 in the a.m., way past my bedtime. But I like it. On Saturday night, I'll be at the Choctaw VFW, Choctaw, Arkansas. Come and dance. They got the huge room, the bingo parlor. So, if we get bored with the dancing and the singing part, we can always play bingo. Yeah, I think I say that almost every time I go to Choctaw VFW, but we never play bingo because we're having too much fun dancing and singing. They also have a full bar. They got a few snacks as well, so come on out to the Choctaw VFW. I like saying Choctaw. All right, let's get into it with Kengle Cosplay. I want to learn more about Kengle Cosplay and her cool cosplay. One of the latest cosplays she's doing is Jessica Rabbit. Maybe we'll find out a little bit more about that. So let's call Katie Kengle Cosplay now.
Hello?
Hi, Katie Kengle Cosplay, please?
Yes. Sorry, my phone was messing up and I wasn't able to hear you the first couple times.
No problem. I think it was my phone. It probably was. I think I had my Bluetooth on. But here we are. It's Keys Dan with the What Makes You Famous podcast. How's your day?
It's going okay. How's your day going?
Well, super duper. I say that all the time. I drove around a lot today. I had about 200 miles put on my vehicle and driving around doing errands all day long. So what's a typical day in Katie Kengle's day? And is that the right name to go by?
My real name's Katie, but on my cosplay account and in general, I go by a Kengle because that's actually a nickname I got in high school.
Oh, okay. Well, let's get into that. How did you get the name Kengle?
Well, I was in marching band and all these different music groups at my high school. And one day, one of the seniors' brothers was taunting me a little bit and saying that my name or that the name, my first initial with my last name just sounded like Kengle, and then his sister switched it around and made it more positive. So it's just something that's stuck with me since.
Okay. What's a Kengle?
A Kengle, I don't know exactly what it is because I just chose not to look into it, but if I know what somebody described to me. It's basically like, it's for bigger girls. It's when like their calf goes straight into their foot and there's like no ankle or anything.
Oh, a cankle, where a
Yeah.
calf goes into the ankle. That makes
Yeah.
sense. It doesn't sound like a good thing, Miss Kengle. Now, all right, I guess I should call you Kengle and not Katie.
It doesn't matter to me. Whichever one you choose is fine.
Well, you can call me Dan or Keys Dan, either one.
Okay.
For the sake of this podcast. And here we go. We've been going. It's nice to have a little chatter in the beginning of a podcast to get to know you. We're getting to know Kengle Cosplay, a cosplayer from where? Where are you located?
I'm from Ohio, originally from Steubenville, Ohio.
Steubenville, Ohio. Now, how is it? Is that a big town? I think I've heard of Steubenville.
It's, as a resident, I don't usually see it as a big town, but it's pretty big, but it's also a small town feel at the same time.
All right. So maybe a smaller downtown with quaint little shops. Is that the image I'm getting?
We have a big downtown, and then we have like a place called Hollywood Plaza where they have like a bunch of other like small shops, and it's pretty nice. It's got fast food and all that around it too. So,
well, where do you find yourself most of the time?
I honestly don't find myself at any of those places. I tend to go about an hour away to a mall in Robinson, PA.
Hey, a mall rat. I like that. I used to hang around in malls all the time when I was a young lad of myself. In fact, I worked in a mall. I worked at a Swenson's ice cream parlor in the Broward County Mall, Broward County, Florida. Way back when, Swenson's. Now, okay, are you familiar with the movie Goonies?
Yes.
All right, Goonies came out around the time that I was working at Swenson's. And if you notice, Chunk says, ice cream. Hey, they got Swenson's, Rocky Road, Mississippi Mud. When I was working there, we all flipped out when that came out in the movie. And this is to let you know how old I am. I'm 50 years old, and I'm enjoying talking to you, Miss Katie Kengle. Or I don't know, maybe Katie Kengle seems to roll off the tongue, but should I say just Kengle Cosplay for sake of we'll figure it out. But yes, the Goonies, not only one of the greatest movies ever, but also because they had Swenson's. The Swenson's put about $100,000 in so they can be mentioned by name. Yeah, I was working in the mall. And you like to go to malls. So, yeah. So tell me what you like to do in the malls, Kengle.
Well, me and my friends, we like to go to Hot Topic and Box Lunch and a bunch of Spencer's and just stores like that.
Okay, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. I know Hot Topic. I know Spencer. What's Box Lunch?
The way I explain it, it's similar to Hot Topic, but not. And it sells a bunch of nerd stuff, I guess, in a way.
Nerd? And, are you a nerd?
Yeah.
Say proudly.
I mean, I'm into anime, so I already classify myself that. So.
Well, that's quite kawaii. Did this old man use that properly?
Yes.
Yay! I win. I have my pulse on the community, on the cosplay community. And I'm talking to Kengle, the Kengle cosplayer. Now, it mentions, okay, now you mentioned earlier, bigger girls. It mentions that you're, I guess, a plus-size cosplayer. What does that mean?
Yes. Plus-size cosplayers, and this is just going based off my definition of that, is basically girls that aren't small, like, aren't smaller, so, like, I usually classify them, like, 2X and up. But plus-size cosplayers can be a variety of people at the same time. So,
okay. Now, can they be male as well? Because I think I'm 2X and up.
Yes, they can be male as well.
Yay! I'm a plus-size cosplayer. I've been told I do cosplay, but I do an original cosplay. I put lights on my suspenders, and I wear light up goggles, and I put some funny hair, and I wear a lab coat, and I become Dr. What, especially when I'm performing for cosplays, when I do the DJ thing. In fact, I have one in about 2 weeks here in Arkansas, in central Arkansas, Little Rock, in fact. Now, yes, it's called the Cos Con, and during the day it's a Cos Con, and then at 6 o'clock it becomes the Cos Prom, which is where people dress up like superheroes as if they were going to prom. Have you ever done anything like that?
I have never done anything like that, but I know like at one convention I go to that they have a ball, and basically people can go and cosplay and do the same thing. So that's really cool.
Now, okay, I know that you're a Jessica Rabbit, and I think that will be perfect for a ball. Is that something that you do at the ball?
I haven't attended a ball myself yet, but I would consider doing that. Like, I definitely was thinking about updating my Jessica Rabbit a little bit more before I decide to do that. But yeah.
Yeah, I like your Jessica Rabbit. She's a classic. Yes, I guess yes. Was it Roger Rabbit would be very proud and honored to see you. I think. Yes. So, do you have a Roger Rabbit that comes along with you?
No, I'm still trying to talk my boyfriend into coming to do that.
Come on, boyfriend, get in it. Get with the program. You got a Jessica Rabbit.
He's taking baby steps. Right now we're working on a Joker and Harley Quinn cosplay. So. Okay,
that is a baby step. That is a good place to start for couples. Although Joker was, people think that. What do you think of that relationship? Go ahead and give your view on Joker and Harley Quinn's relationship.
I mean, I think sometimes Harley shouldn't take some of the stuff that Joker says or how he treats her, but at the same time, if you're in love, I guess that's your shtick.
Okay, all right. I think I've heard of that relationship before. From the outside point of view, it's abusive, but usually this is one of the females, and maybe I'm paraphrasing, maybe I'm quoting. Oh, he hits me, but he loves me. Have you heard that one before?
Yeah, I'm not necessarily for that type of thing, though. So.
But the cosplay is fun. I'll give you that. I definitely will give you that. It's very popular. Now, what types of Harley Quinn do you do? Because I know that there are several types of Harley Quinn.
Well, right now I'm just sort of building it up like how I view her, and I actually bought something a couple weeks ago, and it's this like leotard thing, a leotard Harley Quinn thing, and I'm gonna be adding more to it, but I'm trying to stay more with the classic Harley because I really like the style of that, and I think it's sort of cute. So
the diagonal black to black, and then the diagonal red to red on top, red on the bottom. Okay, all right. I like that. I'm looking on your Instagram, and yes, I'm seeing some pictures of you doing a Harley type thing going on, and that's pretty cool. I like that. Kengle. We're talking to Kengle Cosplay on the What Makes You Famous podcast. Get to know her. Get to know all about her. Now, you mentioned, okay, and I'm seeing the list that you have there on your Instagram. Musician. Tell me about musician.
Well, I play a lot of different instruments and I sing. I actually came into college looking to get a music education major, but then shortly switched out for different reasons. But I can play piano. I've had almost 10 years playing the trumpet.
What?
5-6 years on French horn, and then I've been singing for quite a long time, but typically about probably 7-ish years at this rate. And technically I could be considered a professional singer because the college I go to, we do a bunch of concerts, and we've traveled internationally, and we do yearly tours as well.
That's great. And when did this start? You're from Steubenville, Ohio, and that's where you grew up. When did you graduate high school?
I graduated high school in about 2015, and then I decided to go to Muskam University in New Concord, Ohio.
How far away is that?
That's about an hour and a half.
So not too far away from the parents.
Yeah.
Are they happy about that?
My parents are divorced, so my mom, it's about an hour and a half from either way. It's sort of a nice little midpoint.
That's great. A geographic anomaly. You're an hour and a half from either one. Okay. So do you get to visit each one individually from time to time, often?
Yeah, from time to time. I tend to see my mom a little bit more because I live with her whenever I'm not usually at school, and my dad tends to be busier with work. So
okay, and mom's got the laundry machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. You got to come home for laundry. That's a big thing with college kids. Now let's back up a little bit. In school, when did you pick up your first instrument?
When I first started signed up for it in the school, I was in 5th grade, but before that, my mom actually played trumpet, and so I technically picked that up probably, I want to say 3 years old or so.
What?
So I learned little stuff, but then I got more serious into it about 5th grade.
Man, I like the trumpet, and a trumpet. I've heard two things: the trumpet can take you into other instruments, and the piano can take you into almost every other instrument. I don't know how to play either of those, but I'm so fascinated by people that can play, musicians. Now, when did you start singing? At the same age?
Well, I started singing for different little competitions about, I want to say 7th or 8th grade. That's when I started singing, but I didn't start taking lessons until, I can't remember if it was my freshman or sophomore year of high school, but that's when I started taking lessons. You
took singing lessons. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you can consider yourself a professional if you've been singing that long. And okay, so tell me about the trumpet. Where did that take you? That was your first instrument that you picked up. How far did that take you?
Well, the trumpet led me to a lot of leadership positions. So in high school, I was section leader for about 2-3 years, and then even my senior year, I ended up being able to be the field commander, so the person that conducts in front of the band and stuff. But even backtracking a little bit more, the trumpet led me to play French horn because it's similar ways to play it. So it was an easy transition, but the downside was there was only me and one other girl constantly playing the French horn.
Oh, I don't see a downside. You're a star, baby. You're a star. No, Kengle of Kengle Cosplay. I guess I'll say Kengle of Kengle Cosplay so people get that drilled into their heads and they know who you are, and they're going to know who you are. You're going to be famous, I'll tell you. And if you're not famous now, what is going to make you a little more famous? See, Radio What is the station that I work for, and the what making you famous is the podcast. See? That's how that works. So, all right. So the French horn and the trumpet, and you say leadership. See, talk to me like I'm a 2-year-old because I never was in band. I was always fascinated by it, but I never was in band. Leadership positions. What privileges does that entail?
They don't really offer any there's no like real perks to it. To me, it just means that you're able to help out everybody else in the section. So for example, the trumpet section, you would often lead these little rehearsals called sectionals.
Yeah.
And it's to help everybody learn their part, make sure the trumpet section is solid on the notes and the rhythms and overall the song together.
Yeah, now that's the perk, is once you learn something, you teach other people. That's the perk. That's great. Yes, once you get knowledge, you spread it to the world. Let people know. And that's what you're doing. You're teaching people right now. They're learning more about you, Miss Kengle. So, all right. So after trumpet and French horn, where did you go? And that was up to 5th or 6th grade?
I did that all the way till I graduated high school, actually.
Excellent.
At least with the French horn.
You still
And
playing?
then, I try to pick it up from time to time, but I'm a little busier than I was in high school, so.
Oh, don't lose it. Don't lose it. Oh, that's a beautiful instrument. Wind instrument. And is it really, do you have to have good lungs? Is it hard to play?
I think in some aspects it can be hard to play. It has a lot to do with the armature, so like the way your lips are, because I'm trying to think of how to describe this, but the mouthpieces for a trumpet and French horn are different.
Yeah.
And the French horn, there's a bunch of like little notes that you can hit in between, where the trumpet, it's almost more set in a way.
So do you have to build up your fitness, your wind when you're doing it? Do you do a lot of cardio to get it into this, or is this a matter of practicing, practice?
I feel like it's more of a matter of practice, but if you don't play for a long time, it can be hard to pick back up sometimes.
Gotcha. All right, so you did that all through high school. What else did you play?
I'm trying to. Well, I picked up piano about my senior senior year of high school. And then I obviously had the lessons, but then going into college, I dropped the French horn and I kept playing trumpet up till about last year.
Yeah.
And then now I'm focusing more on the singing aspect of the music recently. So
I like that. Now you started college going in as a music major. What stopped you from doing that, or how far did you go with that music major?
I made it to about the fall of my sophomore year.
Yeah.
And then I just had a change of heart where I realized, like, I love doing music, but I didn't want to do it as a profession for the rest of my life.
So where's the switch?
I decided that I wanted to work with people with developmental disabilities, so I switched my major into a field where I could accommodate that more.
I like it. See, you are a helper. You do help people. So you're going to become a teacher of people with disabilities?
I was originally going to, but I actually switched again.
Okay.
Into a field where the major I'm in is called Child and Family Studies, and basically you can do an array of different careers, but I'm focusing more on the human services aspect. So maybe working in the disabilities departments or working with people to help people with disabilities find jobs or something of that sort.
Is that something you've always had an interest in, or you've had an interest in for some time? What made you want to go into that?
I just always liked helping people, but then this also goes back to earlier in my college years. I worked at a disabilities department itself, and I ended up just loving the people there, and then I did more research like that summer and figured out this is a population that needs a lot of help, and there could be some people that take advantage of those people, and it can really hurt the people with disabilities. And I think they need people in that field that are willing to help them no matter what and not take advantage of them in those situations.
That says a lot about you. Do people take advantage of people with disabilities?
Yes, I don't want to go into specifics, but
Okay.
it can
I
get
mean, you don't have
pretty
to mention
bad.
names, but I definitely want to know. Are people getting abused?
Yes, there is different types of abuses that can go on if people don't have the right mindset going into this type of stuff.
Well, I'm glad they have you, Kengle. Okay. Wow, learning so much. And Kengle, you're not just a cosplayer. You're not just a musician. You're a helperton. You're helping people with disabilities, and people need that. And that's so that's what you want to be when you grow up. You want to
Yes.
that's going to be a part of your world. So
Yes, I'm actually graduating this upcoming December, so I'm going to be getting into that field pretty soon.
excellent. And you say you've already been in it a little bit. Did you do a job or a internship of some kind?
It was just a summer position at in Jefferson County, and it was a really nice place. The people there are nice, and a lot of one thing people don't really realize is that people with disabilities and tend to be the most sweetest people.
Yeah, I'm glad they have you, Kengle. You're heading in the right direction, and that's a super thing. All right, what can you tell the people your real name so they could find you? Or
My real name is Katie Engle.
Katie Engle. Very good.
Yep.
Very good. Kengle, Katie Engle. It makes sense. Kengle Cosplay. Now we're getting it all from A to Z. Well, A to B anyway, because we haven't gone that far yet. You're just out of high school. You're heading for the end of college now. You play instruments. Now, what made you get into piano? Because that's kind of hard to march in the band with a piano.
Well, going into college, I realized I was doing research about my sophomore year, and a lot of the majors tend to have to learn piano at some point. So I wanted to start learning early so I didn't struggle too much down the road.
So is band the only thing that you were into? I mean, it's a big thing in high school, but was that the only thing you were into in high school?
Well, I was in some of the musicals, and
What?
I was also in the choir. But
What musicals?
Well, let's see. It's been so long ago, I honestly can't remember.
So long ago. It was 2015.
For me, that was long ago.
Okay, I get it. I don't remember what I had for breakfast. So, all right, Miss Kengle, you did musicals. I like musicals. I'm not afraid to say it. West Side Story is my favorite, and I'll watch it at least once a year. And then, of course, The Wizard of Oz. Got to see that one too. And Grease, yes. So, any big ones? Any major musicals? Any one musical that stands out? One performance?
You mean from high school or?
Anything, yeah, anything that you've been involved in.
Well, my favorite musical tends to be either Phantom of the Opera or Sweeney Todd.
Yeah. Okay, that says a little bit about you. Sweeney Todd and Phantom of the Opera. You got a bit of the macabre in you there, Miss Kengle.
I just really enjoy those, and I also really like Seussical, because
what's
it's got
Seussical?
it's basically a musical about Dr. Seuss, and it's
Okay.
very fun and lively and really colorful.
Are these things that you've seen live, or are they on film only?
So I haven't seen any of them live,
Yes.
but my brother was actually not in it, but he worked on the stage crew for
Come
it
on.
for Seussical when we were still in high school or junior high. I can't remember, but it just turned out to be one of my favorites, and I fell in love with that one. And then when I started vocal lessons, I got really into Phantom of the Opera because my vocal teacher recommended it and a song from it. And so I tried it, and then I started to like the song more. So my mom and I got the 25th anniversary edition of Phantom of the Opera, and we both really like that one.
Sweet. Wait a minute. So you've hinted at something. You have a family of entertaining people, family of talented people. Your brother, at least. Are mom and dad into it as well?
My mom actually got me into music.
Yeah. How so?
My brother actually has a career in broadcasting. I want to say he does different things at different news stations, and he actually just got a new job recently in Pittsburgh. So,
well, this is your podcast. You could brag on him. Brag on the bro.
I'm really excited for him. He's been working hard, so he's really excited to be moving back to Pittsburgh. He's always loved Pittsburgh. So
that's cool as be. Was it Blitzburg into Pittsburgh? I think there was a movie that mentioned that, Blitzburg into Pittsburgh. It might have been Grease. Maybe it was Grease 2. It might have been Grease 2. Huh. Yeah, I remember the DJ that was in there. Blitzburg into Pittsburgh. That's cool. Yeah, I started my my radio broadcasting career back in 1986. Yes, I'm old. In Miami, Florida, or South Florida. I think it was Fort Lauderdale was the first station that I was at. So excellent. Good on your brother. He's got a career ahead of him. Now, mind you, you're not a real broadcaster until you get fired from a station. Usually you get fired because they change formats. I'm sorry, we're going from country to rock. We don't need you anymore. Okay. I could do rock. That happens. That happens a lot. More than you might think. But yes.
my mom actually she was in band and all this stuff. And then she even up till about a year or so ago, I'm not sure if she's still doing it, because she's on and off recently doing it. But there's a play in our, like a community play around Christmas time in Steubenville for this thing that we have called the Nutcracker Village, and they're life-size nutcrackers, and a couple people created a story about it, and there's a musical about it now. So in our little town.
I fully believe it's in the blood, Katie Engle, Kengle, Cosplay. I fully believe that the talent is in the blood. So what does your mom do in the band?
She played trumpet and then like trumpet and French horn.
Come on.
Coincidentally. But she also did a little bit of singing, and she also acts as well, hence the Nutcracker Village play. It
is genetic. She passed that gene along to you, and now you do every one of those things and more. That's great. Now, is Dad into anything in the creative arts?
My dad, not so much in the creative aspect, but my brother and I inherited our athletic ability from him and my mom. But like my brother, he did wrestling, baseball, football, a whole bunch of sports, basketball, all throughout high school. I did track, softball, soccer. So like there's just a whole bunch of stuff that we used to do. Those are just a few of them that I can remember right now.
What's your favorite sport that you did, Kengle?
Track.
Track. Okay. What's your...
I threw shot and discus.
Oh, okay. That part of track. All right. Strong girl. I like it.
I actually made it to regionals my junior and senior year.
She's an all-star. Yeah. All right, Kengle. I like that. Still throwing anything?
I stopped throwing because I needed to focus. When I got to college, I wanted to focus more on my academics. And
absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So where did the cosplaying come in? Because, say you've got the theater. I could see that where that comes in the background, and the band geekiness, like-minded people, nerds seem to like cosplay a lot. In fact, last time I was testing my microphones out, I had the Heroes and Angels Comic-Con here in Central Arkansas, and I put some superhero music on, and then I turned the microphones on, and I went, nerds? And everybody screamed. They cheered. So Where did the cosplay come in?
Okay, there's a little backstory to that.
Hit me.
So growing up, like when I was younger, I always liked shows like Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball in general, just the series. And like throughout, I never like got really serious into watching stuff until I was a senior in high school when my friend Annabelle asked me to watch Death Note, and I did. And then we just started slowly getting more into anime, and eventually for her birthday, I got a little group of us to dress up as some of the characters at school. And like that was technically one of my first little cosplays, but my first big cosplay, my friend Nikki, who's actually my sorority sister, she got me to cosplay Hinata Hyuga from Naruto, and she cosplayed Sakura, and that was my sophomore year of college. She got me really into it.
What year was that?
That a lot of thinking.
Okay, you graduated in 2015. Sophomore would have been 2017, maybe?
Yeah, around 2017, I want to say, because it was in the winter, so it was. I can't remember if it was 2016 or 2017.
Now, was this just to go to the grocery store, or do you have a con to go to?
We went to a con called Ohio Con in Columbus, Ohio.
Ohio Con in Columbus. That's a big city. And how far away is Columbus from Steubenville?
I don't know the exact distance, but I want to say about 3 or more hours, because I know from my school it's about an hour and a half-ish, maybe more.
Just a small town girl from Steubenville heading for the big city. Was that the first time you made your trek to Columbus, to a big city?
Oh, no. No. I used to go up there to visit my brother, and then I have family that lives around the area, and it's not uncommon usually, but I just haven't been there in so long. That was my first time in the city part, though, as far as I can remember. Nice to have people, Miss Kengle. Nice to have people. So, okay, you mentioned animes, and my 13-year-old daughter I would be remiss if I didn't ask this question. Subs or dubs? I prefer both, actually. I think they're both different takes sometimes in the voice acting.
Okay.
On each one, because like certain voice actors can voice things slightly differently, and it's just fun to see like the translation difference as well.
Okay. She says sometimes when she watches the subs and then she watches the dubs, the voice actors take her completely out of it because they sound so different. Is that an experience that you have, or you like you like it?
It's different, but like I said, I think it gives each one a uniqueness in a way. It gives each character a unique voice for that voicing. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. I get it, Kengle. We got it. Okay. So primarily, do you like doing anime cosplay, or is it whatever tickles your fancy?
Honestly, I just do whatever I feel like I have a connection with. So like when I first did Hinata Hyuga, I felt a connection almost with that one because she's a shy girl, and at the time I was more shy than I am now. Oh. So it was just something that like I felt a connection with. And then I started doing more cosplays, and eventually, it just turns out, you have connection with more than one, as you think. So
yeah, you develop an affinity for a certain cosplay. Now, you mentioned that you did one of the more popular ones, Harley Quinn, and you've done Jessica Rabbit. These are the ones that I would know, the more popular, if you will. Now, I know in some circles the anime characters will be more popular, and maybe I don't travel in those circles. I mean, when you said Sailor Moon, yeah, dig that cartoon. That's a good one. And Dragon Ball, very familiar. What was your first cosplay again?
My first like official cosplay was Hinata Hyuga from Naruto.
Now, okay, I'm familiar with Naruto. Is that something that you built from scratch, or something that you bought over the counter?
I bought the jacket off the counter and the headband, but the rest of it I put together.
Now, where did you learn how to build costumes?
Um, I sort of learn as I go. I'm not necessarily the best at it. Some of them fall apart after one time wearing it, but
But how long did
fun.
it take to make that first cosplay?
Not very long. It was just basic pants and shirt. So
I like that, though. I mean, that's something that you put together. I'm very impressed by cosplayers, particularly the ones. Okay, yes, I have my original character, my original cosplay. It doesn't mean anything to me because it just means that I like to, wear the light up stuff. But what impresses me most is the time and effort that you can see that people put into these things. And what was your next cosplay? Or what's your most, let's see, what was your next cosplay? What's your most time consuming cosplay to build? And then maybe what's your favorite cosplay? Katie Engle, Kengle cosplay.
well, the one that's going to take me the longest, I haven't started building yet.
Oh.
But I'm working on a cosplay of Mothra from the Godzilla series.
Say what?
Yep.
Mothra. Oh, I could see it. I could see it. It's like it's a big moth, right? Pretty much a big with wings and all that. You haven't. This is an exclusive. You haven't started building it yet.
No, I have to make more. I have to wait till the funds allow me to make it.
Okay, so it can get
I'm-
expensive to do this.
Yeah, I try to work on little by little because it's a lot of money usually. But the most money I'm going to be spending is mostly on how to make the wings and stuff because I want to make them so that they move.
Ah, yes, yeah, that would make a lot of sense. It would be a little more impressive. So I see you like to build things that are more accurate. I guess.
Yeah.
Because to have the wings is one thing. Yes, you could put wings on, but to have them flap, yeah, that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah. I always told myself if I was going to make wings, I wanted to do that. So, and then my boyfriend and I went to go see the new Godzilla movie, and I fell in love with Mothra, and I just, ever since, I wanted to just do it. So I created a couple mock-up designs about a month ago now, and I'm just trying to wait for the right moment to start it.
You're going to put the boyfriend in the Godzilla outfit, aren't you?
Yes.
Boyfriend, you're in for it. You're in for it. Now, is this something you could build, or is this something that he has to buy off the shelf?
I'm actually going to try to build both of our cosplays.
Oh, so impressive, Kengle cosplay. So impressive. That is cool as can be. What do you build this stuff out of? Foam or plastic? What do you do?
Well, there are a couple different ways you can go about it, but right now with a tutorial I'm looking at, I can't remember what tutorial, but they use pipes, PVC pipes, I want to say. So I'm going to look into doing that, and then there's also like a motor I'm going to have to get to make them flap. So
that is so cool. You're going all out. And
yeah.
What was the longest cosplay that you had to build before this?
Probably I did a cosplay from the anime Seven Deadly Sins, and I cosplayed Deanne, who's this giant, and I bought the dress, but it was a white dress, but then I had to dye it, and then I also had to add detailing, and I had to add like little puff balls on the front, but that was basically the longest one. That took me quite a while, mostly because I never dyed anything before, and it took a couple tries to get it right.
Yeah. Now, what's your favorite cosplay?
Oh, that hurts. I have a lot of favorites.
It's like picking out your favorite kid.
Yeah. Well, the one that, out of all the ones I've done, I have pretty much a tie for the top one, and One is my Where's Waldo cosplay.
I see that one on the top of your Facebook.
Yeah.
What's the Crusader soccer?
That's actually, it was an athletic field at my old high school, and like there's nobody there a lot of the time, so, or at least the time I went during the day. And my friend Allie and I went around taking pictures at different areas, and I had the idea to like stitch certain photos together to make it look like I was on all three sides at once.
What a great idea. That's a great cover. Oh, I like it. I like it so much.
You.
You're very creative, Katie Engle, Kengle Cosplay. I can dig it. Oh, that's cool. All right, so continue further.
The other one is also a Naruto character, but she died early on in the series. Her name's Rin Nohara, and this goes back like even before the original stuff, because this is back to when basically the teachers, so the senseis, were in charge. Not in charge yet, they were kids learning. This was one of their teammates. And it goes back to even with like Obito as a child, and I found it really fascinating because, in my opinion, if this character didn't die, then none of the conflict that happened would have happened in the series.
See, you're teaching me a little bit about this anime that I have no idea about. I'm learning with you, Katie Engle, Kengle Cosplay. Tell the people more. Is there anything else you want to tell about the facets of your life and what you're into?
I mean, a lot of my sorority sisters are really supportive of my cosplays. I belong to a sorority called Delta Gamma Theta, and they're really awesome people, and like we're a weird mixture of a bunch of different things, but we all support each other no matter what, and they've been really supportive, even to the fact like where some of them even want to come to conventions with me this upcoming year. Wow. And like they want me to dress them up, they want me to do all this fun stuff, and it's just a good time.
That's great. So they haven't been to any cons with you before?
Actually, my friend Nikki, the person that got me into cosplaying, is my big sister in Delta. She got me into it, and then all my little sisters got into it, and so it's like a big thing for our little group.
That's cool. Let's see, and you have people that support you. You have a good group of friends that want to be a part of what you're doing. You're becoming a leader and a good friend. So, all right, moving down the line, what's otaku?
Otaku, in my opinion, is just somebody that's really into anime.
Okay. Yeah. So is that a Japanese word, maybe?
It is, but I can't remember exactly what it means, but it's something along the lines of nerd. So
nerd. Okay, I get it. All right. Well, yeah, that hashtag's not very popular. I see 2 on the top post. Interesting. All right. What's unique?
Unique. I sell makeup. It's a makeup brand.
What?
Yeah.
I was wondering how you got into your makeup. How do you make yourself up so good in your cosplay? But you also sell makeup. Tell the people.
Yeah. My mom got me into it because she thought it would. Her and I were talking one day, and she's like, "Well, you already use a lot of makeup to do the cosplays. You might as well just sell it too." And I'm like, "Sure."
Yeah. Is it good makeup?
It is really good makeup. I like a lot of it because of how long it lasts, so you don't have to like keep reapplying it throughout whenever you're at a convention or anything like that. It lasts so long, and it's really bright in color. So
now, one of the main things about being a cosplayer, not only the makeup but also the photography. Who takes your pictures?
A lot of the time, it's either I set a self timer or I have a lot of friends that I've made in the cosplay community. Like my one friend, her handle is Obsidian Anarchy, and her and I do each other's photos a lot for each other. And then other times I'll just ask people if they can take one for me. Mainly my friend Allie. She's been helping me with my cosplay photos
That is
since
cool.
about the summer I started. So
Okay, so I've heard of a lot of cosplayers that go to conventions and they get invited to conventions because of the cosplay that they do. And your cosplay, to me, it's top notch. It's heading there in the right direction. You know, your Jessica Rabbit's fantastic, and I'm looking at a lot of the different cosplay that you do, and you're putting a lot of effort into it. It is going to CosCons as Comic Cons as a guest. Is that something you want to get into?
I think it is eventually down the road. But like I do cosplay for fun, and I try not to put stress on certain things. I'm one of those people that say if it happens, it'll happen.
Yeah. I like that. So you haven't gotten into where you want to monetize this yet.
I mean I've been playing with the idea, but I like to just keep it simple, I guess, because I feel like anytime I try to put stress on something or try to not force it, but like try to do something, eventually it just unravels. So I'm always like, if it'll happen, it'll happen. I'm just going to go with it.
Yeah, you're not single faceted. You want to help people, help the disabled. You're a musician. And you really haven't gone into where you're at on the music side right now, because you say that you're doing concerts. Is that something that you're doing, and getting some kind of recognition for it?
The concerts that we do, it's for Muskingum University's concert choir and chamber singers.
Cool.
So it's a big group of people, and we have a lot of rehearsals. We do a lot of work, and we do a lot of work and stuff, and it's long hours, and it's just a lot of fun though in the end.
Yeah. What's the benefit though? When was your first concert? Or do you sing solo or with the choir as a whole?
We sing with the choir as a whole, and I have had one solo, but I mean, it's fun, and it's definitely a memorable experience. And the choir's just opened up doors for a lot of us to learn more about culture and do all these different activities and do stuff that we probably wouldn't have done if we didn't come here.
Yeah. Now, Mom was in a band. Is that something that you want to get into as well?
Maybe down the road again. If it happens, it happens.
Now, do you feel like you can accompany yourself with your piano, for example?
I would definitely need to do a lot more practice.
Okay.
It's been a while since I've tried to like play, but I have taught myself like songs, certain pop songs, or in general, like, what was it? It was I can't remember which Linkin Park song, but I've taught myself that. I've taught myself little anime openings and stuff like that, though.
Yeah. I mean, I only mentioned the piano because it's kind of hard to sing and play the trumpet or the French horn. So I imagined. So that's something that one facet of Katie Engle, Kengle cosplay, could be down the line. Any other facets that you're exploring in your life?
I don't really know. I'm giving a hand at photography myself, so I have a camera right now, but I'm saving up to get a better quality one so I can do more cosplay photo shoots for other cosplayers, and in general just doing like different photo shoots for people.
See, that's a nice service to have, and it's a nice what kind of camera do you have?
It's a very generic camera. It's literally called camera.
Yeah. I mean, I bought myself a Rebel, one of those T6s. Not a very expensive camera. It's not crazy. It's about maybe, I think it was about $300. And that's, calling it a professional camera, maybe not. It takes pretty good pictures, and this is not a commercial for the Rebel, by the way, but but certainly to have a camera, you want to capture those moments. And when you go to Comic-Con dressed up, you want to have those memories. I'm sure that you are providing a great service to people, to your friends. In fact, just taking a picture of them, or with any of the celebrities or the interesting people that are at the Comic Cons. I know when I go, man, I want to take pictures of everybody, because it's just so fascinating to me. Is this what you find that you do with your camera?
Yeah, I like taking candid photos because they look so natural, and you usually catch the essence of the person and the character without realizing it. So
Right. That makes a lot of sense. I'm with you there. And then, yeah, when you share those pictures on your social media and you let them know, hey, I took a picture of you, and I'm sure they're so appreciative. And I'm sure you're appreciative when people take a picture with you.
yeah.
Yeah, people stop you and say, "Oh, that's a great character." And what characters are you? Say you have one that's coming up in the works of Mothra, and that's okay. That's probably down the line. So, what's the next Comic-Con you're going to go to, and what are you going to be dressed up as?
The next con, actually, if I can swing it, I'm trying to go to Matsuri Con in Columbus at the end of the summer, and my boyfriend and I are going to try to do the Harley Quinn and Joker at that point. So
yeah. Boyfriend treat you right?
yes.
Yes, he does. I hear the smile in your voice whenever you mention him. That's good. See, it's nice to have a partner in crime, so to speak, even though this is not a crime.
He's always been into more comic book stuff, but him and I, I'm trying to get him more into anime, so him and I have a deal where we watch one of his shows and then we watch one of my shows.
Yes.
And right now we're watching The Punisher, and then he's watching Naruto for me. So
That's cool. Now the Punisher that's on Netflix?
yes.
Oh, enjoy it, man. Oh my goodness. What was his name? Brad Bardman? Oh, I can't remember the actor's name, but he's so good. Such a good Punisher. I mean, all right, yes, I grew up with a lot of Punishers. I had Dolph Lundgren. Terrible. Loved Dolph Lundgren. Did not like his Punisher. Terrible. But this new one, Barenthal. I'm saying that off my head, and here I am looking at a computer screen. Why don't you just look it up, you dummy? But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Barenthal. But yeah, that Punisher is good, and I guess I've been rewatching the Arrow, CW's Arrow, because I saw all the Supergirls, and I've seen all the Legends of Heroes, and I've seen all the Flashes. But I'm rewatching the Arrows because I wanted to get back to the beginning, and yeah, my family's enjoying that. So good, you got somebody to sit with you and enjoy things with you, and that's
and he's wanted to cosplay with me even when we were just talking. So he's really into wanting to do stuff and trying to understand why we like certain things, and it's really nice.
Well, I'm glad you found a certain somebody to do that with, because sometimes people look at cosplayers and go, why do you do that? I mean, we got Halloween. Why are you dressing up every other day of the year? Does anybody look at you like that?
My brother.
Your brother. Okay, so he's not into the cosplay.
No, but I think he likes it to a certain extent.
Yeah. Yes, I mean, you have to be fascinated by it. If you just go to a Comic-Con, and I say that because people that are shunned, if you've ever had somebody look at you sideways for wanting to dress up like a character, and I talked to a fellow on this podcast, and he dresses up like one of the girls on Bob's Burgers.
Don't have a crap attack cosplay.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
I follow him and his girlfriend. So.
Oh, Roxatana, and oh my goodness. But he was so nice to talk to, and yeah, people look at him funny. But if you go to a con, they don't look at you so funny.
Yeah, it's nice to go to cons and just be able to dress up and not be looked at a certain way sometimes.
Do you feel different when you go? When you go dressed up?
When I go dressed up to conventions, yes, I feel different, but it's more of different as in a way it feels more empowering, and you're able to just feel comfortable portraying a character, being who you are, and people don't bash an eyelash, or
And they want to be with you. They want to know you. And yes, sometimes they want to touch you, and you go, "Hey, don't. You got to ask before you touch a cosplayer. You got to ask."
Yeah,
cosplay
luckily
is
I
not
haven't
consent.
had one of those.
Oh, you haven't had anybody come up to you and just like, not even little kids?
Not even little kids. I haven't had like where anybody grabbed me or anything. I haven't had a problem with that.
I mean, some you just want to go up and hug them. I mean, you gotta show restraint, but you're like, oh man, that's so cute.
A lot of times people ask before they give me hugs or anything, and
That's good.
Cosplay has just allowed me to have so many friends, like even just online friends. Like I've met a lot of people in person and we've become friends, but like my online cosplay friends are really sweet and encouraging a lot of the time. So,
well, it sounds like the Ohio cosplay scene is thriving, and you're right in it. Do you have certain cosplayers that you go with all the time? I mean, because taking that trip to Columbus is pretty big. How many in the group? And do y'all stuff into one car or one van?
Well, the different conventions I go to, I tend to just meet people there. But normally when I go to the one in Columbus, I organized it for the anime club on campus, though we usually travel as a group up. So.
Any cons in Steubenville?
No.
No cons. Okay. We're looking for the Kengle cosplay con coming up real soon in Steubenville. And to benefit kids with disabilities and people with disabilities. How about that?
All right.
Yeah. And you'll play some music too while you're at it.
Yep.
Putting all your facets in there. Maybe mom will come in and sing a song, or brother, hey, come on in. I'm looking forward to it. I want to hear more about it. So tell the people how to find you online, Kengle Cosplay, Katie Engle. I'm telling everybody all about you. See there? I'm a blabbermouth.
You can find me on Instagram at Kengle_cosplay. And really, if you type in Kengle cosplay on any social media site, I've been trying to have that handle on each social media site. So
do it. And I found your link tree, and I'm going to go ahead and put all those links on the podcast notes so people can find out about you. Now, I did come across your YouTube. Not a lot of activity, but what is the Animal House sketch?
Oh, that was something for a sorority thing.
All right. Well, if you want to know about Kengle cosplay and Katie Engle's sorority, check out the Animal House sketch on YouTube. I'm gonna put a little subscribe right on it because I'll be your number one subscriber. See there?
Aw,
I'm subscriber number one on your YouTube.
I'll hopefully be able to put a lot more content up about the Mothra stuff, because that's the first one I'm going to have a lot of.
Yeah, if you can give tutorials of people of your build, I'm sure that'll help people down the line. I'm excited to see more.
All right, thank you.
Anything else you want to tell the people?
Don't let anybody talk you down for cosplaying certain characters or being who you are. Just be who you are, and people can deal with it. So
I like that, Katie Engle. Kengle Cosplay. Thank you for being on the What Makes You Famous podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Well, there you have it, party people. We have an etymology of Kengle. Where did Kengle come from? Well, her name is Katie Engle. That makes so much sense. Katie Engle, Kengle Cosplay. Get to know it. Add it to your vocabulary. Find out more. Keep tracking Kengle Cosplay. She's gonna do Mothra. That is crazy. Crazy sauce. And her boyfriend's going to do the Godzilla. I imagine them doing little play fights in the middle of Comic-Cons all throughout the Ohio area. Yeah, I look forward to seeing some video or, at least some pictures of that. And she's got a camera. She'll take your picture. That's a nice thing. And she's taking care of her college plans. They keep changing, and it looks like she's found the right path. She's going to help people with disabilities. That says a lot about you, Katie Engle, Kengle Cosplay. I'm so glad you told us more about you on the program. And she's a singer, okay? She's a musician and a singer. That is great. That is just great. Thank you so much, Katie Engle, Kengle Cosplay, for being on the program. What Makes You Famous? I appreciate you so much. If you want to tell your story on the What Makes You Famous podcast, I encourage you. Give me a call at 501-470-6386 or email info@radiowhat.com. That's it for this installment of the What Makes You Famous podcast. It's Keys Dan, radiowhat.com, djlittlerock.com. Peace. I'm out of here.
Radio What? The music you want. Hey guys, this is Shelly G with a fast fact. The first movie to use sound was The Jazz Singer, released in 1927. The first words spoken by Al Jolson were, "Wait a minute, you ain't heard nothing yet." Do you have a fast fact? Share it with us at Interactive Radio, radiowhat.com.
Follow Keys Dan on Facebook and Twitter. Click on the links at the top of keysdan.com. Follow Radio What on Facebook and Twitter. Click on the links at the top of radiowhat.com. The music you want is on.